Cause your body is fine and you're blowing my mind. Got it all. Shorty tryna make you mine. Got it all from the waist side. Know you're riding well, the OT and stateside. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you're looking good. Know you're rolling well, the front to a backwood. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, roll with me. Know you tipsy off of 2 cups of Hennessy. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, I'm getting right with you. Come and spend the night with you. Oh, girl, got it all. Cause your body is fine and you're blowing my mind. Got it all. Shorty tryna make you mine. Got it all from the waist side. Know you're riding well, the OT and stateside. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you got it all.
Yeah, girl, you smell good. Yeah, girl, you look fine. Yeah, you a little freak, even when you on FaceTime. Yeah, girl, you got it all. Yeah, girl, you got it all. Yeah, she from Brentwood, whipping on wood grain. Got a Mercedes 82, whipping in out of lanes. Baby girl, you scheming. Got a nigga fiending. To the left, to the left. Go ahead and be little Beyonce off to yourself. Going to the left, going to the left, going to the left, going to the left, yeah.
Got it all. Cause your body is fine and you're blowing my mind. Got it all. Shorty tryna make you mine. Got it all from the waist side. Know you're riding well, the OT and stateside. Baby girl, you got it all. Baby girl, you got it all. These thotties announce me, honestly, put the seat back in the Odyssey. Prodigy, little mama, wanna suck and to swallow me, wax ties. Welcome to the check-in report. I am your humble yet gracious host, True and Living. I'm in the building. I'm not your homie, I'm the one and only Macaroni. We're in the building. Today's topic, there's a discussion going on happening about hip-hop. Hip-hop, set in the dark. We used to do it out in the park. Hip, a hop, a hip it to the rock, rockin' to the bang bang boogie, the upstart, the boogie of the rhythm of the boogie to be. Right. Well, there's a discussion on hip-hop, and they're having a discussion in terms of, is hip-hop dying? Hip-hop, for the first time in 35 years, has not charted on the Billboard Hot 100. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that the Billboard Hot 100, they change their rules all the time. All the time, they're manipulating the rules, they're changing this, they're moving this around, or if your song was streamed for this amount of time, it can't qualify to be on our chart. If your song dropped out of the top 5, then it can no longer be in the top 5. They're changing their laws every 5 seconds. So really, I don't know what the metric is. There was a point in time where hip hop had nothing to do with Billboard. had nothing to do with it. Had nothing, had nothing to gain from being on Billboard. All of the dope artists throughout the years, throughout the decades, they were never on the billboards. Billboard was never the qualifier, or it never quantified what was popping, or what was niche, or what was cool, or what was hip in hip hop. Billboard was never the metric for that, if you will. It was never the metric. It wasn't until maybe I would probably say the 90s, maybe the late 90s. It wasn't until the late 90s till people started, in hip hop at least, started taking the Billboard seriously in terms of what was charting, what was selling, and things of that nature. But there was a point in time in hip hop where the Billboard never mattered. If you were a popping or a great hip hop artist, determining if you were being successful or if your music was successful, Billboard did not quantify that. It did not determine that for you. But we're in a new age, we're in a new era. And I'm asking, is the genre dying? Is the genre going away with? I want to ask the question. I want to know from the people in the chat. I want to know. Salute to Vent. Salute to Vent. I see Vent is in there. He says, about time I catch a live. Jeez. Yeah, it's been a while, man. I haven't been on. I've been taking sabbaticals a lot. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I'm here today. Yeah, but I want to ask the question: is hip hop dying? It has not charted in the top 40 recently. And a lot is going on in hip hop, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about what's going on in hip hop. It's a lot going on in hip hop. The number one thing that I would like to say in terms of where hip hop is today, not where hip hop was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, where hip hop is today. I think the biggest issue going forward, and what bothers me about hip hop and where we are today in hip hop, we don't have new stars. Do you remember when Drake first hopped on the scene? When a Kendrick Lamar first hopped on the scene? Kanye West, 50 Cent. I'm talking about their debuts. When these artists debuted, when they first came into the scene, the first album, the first debut album, the first single, that energy behind a 50 Cent. Let's pull up 50 Cent 2003. Hold on. Let's pull up 50 Cent 2003 for those of you who remember 2003. Y'all give me a second. 3. That energy behind that man in 2003. 50 Cent, man, the energy behind the music, the energy behind everything he was doing. It was the mixtapes. It was him in a recording contract with Eminem, the biggest white rapper on the planet, Dr. Dre, the greatest hip hop producer of all time. The energy behind him, the charisma, the music. Hip hop was in a frenzy. We can go to Kanye West, 2004. Let's go to Kanye West, 2004. Let's go to it. 2000. Hold on, y'all. 4. Kanye West, 2004. It was the pink polos. Hold on. 2004. Kanye in 2004. Hold on, y'all. West, 2004. Yeah, Kanye West in 2004. It was the pink polos. Let me just pick Kanye pink polos. Pink polos. It was the pink polos. It was the Louis Vuitton backpack. Here you go. Here go a picture. The energy behind the music. Kanye was a breath of fresh air. He was restoring rap back to, you know, the consciousness, restoring rap. It was the fresh, because, you know, at that point in time, 2003, it was gangster rap everywhere. Everybody was a gangster rapper. Everybody was a hood rapper. It's almost like what it is today, where everybody's you know, either you know, some type of drill rapper or some type of you know, drugged out rapper. In 2003, we had that same problem. Everybody was a gangster rapper. Everybody was a trap star. Everybody was super thugged out. Kanye was the one to shift the narrative. Kanye came with a whole new energy. He kicked down the door for a Drake. He kicked down the door for a J. Cole. He kicked down the door for a Kendrick Lamar. People don't want to give Kanye his credit, but it was his energy. It was his charisma. It was his music that kicked down the door for us to have a Big Three, for us to have a Drake, for us to have a Kendrick, for us to have a J. Cole. He ushered in that era. If it wasn't for his music, if it wasn't for him shifting the narrative, we would still be wearing G-Unit halter tops. Let's pull that up. Hold on. Let's pull that up, bro. G-Unit tank tops. Pull that up. Let's pull it up, bro. Pull it up. Pull it up. We would be wearing, if it wasn't for Kanye West shifting the narrative, if it wasn't for Kanye West shifting the fashion, shifting the narrative, shifting our priorities in hip hop, shifting us to a consciousness, shifting us away from the gangster rap, away from the G-Unit halter tops, away from the G-Unit sneakers, away from that narrative, we would still be wearing G-Unit halter tops. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Kanye was the one who shifted the narrative, but I'm only speaking in terms of new energy that came into hip hop. We are lacking that. We can continue. DMX in 1998. I'm just showing you guys 98. 1998. You know, DMX in 1998, 1999. New energy. Remember, before DMX bursted onto the scene, it became a megastar. We were in the era of Bad Boy. We were in the, you know, the shiny suits. You know? We were in the Jiggy era. We were in the bling bling era. We was in the Will Smith. Nah, 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 nah. Get jiggy with it. Nah, 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 nah. Mace, it feels so good. Da, 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 da. What you know about going out head west? TVs all up in the headrest. We was in that era. The shiny suits. Everything was extra shiny. The lip gloss on the lips, extra shiny. Everything jiggy. DMX was the one who said, "Nah, I'm not with that jiggy stuff. I'm not with the extra shiny lips. I'm not with the shiny suits. I like to rock black Timberlands. I like my jeans extra baggy. I don't like them. I don't like my suit shiny." DMX was the one to shift that narrative. And this is what I'm talking about in hip hop today. We need new energy. We need new energy. We need a disruptor. We need new energy in hip hop, and we are lacking that. And I think part of the problem in hip hop, and there's plenty of problems, and this is just only one problem. We're gonna get to other problems. Let's talk about the big three. Big three. Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole. Part of the problem that we're having in hip hop, right, is that these three guys, and listen, these three guys, they're absolutely amazing. These three guys are some of the greatest rappers of all time. In my opinion, you know, of course, we're always going to have Pac. We're always going to have Jay. We're always going to have the Nas. We're always going to have these people in our top fives. But these guys are going to go down as the next generation of top five. These guys will be in everybody's top five for the next 10, 20 years, right? Because remember, you know, hip hop is generational. You know, back in the day before Jay and a Nas and a Pac, it was Rakim, it was KRS-One, it was Big Daddy Kane. Before them, it was probably a Grandmaster Caz. It was probably a Melly Mel. It was probably, you know, a Busy B. It was probably a Kool Moe Dee. Probably a LL. So hip hop is generational. It was that era. Then it was the Rakims and the Big Daddy Kanes. Then it was the 90s. It was the Pac. It was the Jay. It was the Nas's. After that, I would probably say it was the Lil Waynes and the Kanyes. And then we get into the big three era. These are going to be the guys that go down for the next five. These are going to be the guys that are going to, you know, be in the top fives of everyone in the next 10, 20 years or whatever, right? But back to the big three. The big three is part of the problem why hip hop needs to induct new energy. These guys have been running hip hop for the last 15 years. Where's the new energy? Where's the new energy that is antithetical of the big three, that is going to challenge the big three, that's going to say, listen, we was rocking with Drake and Kendrick and J. Cole back in 2020, or excuse me, 2010s. We're going into a new era now. These guys need to be kicked off the throne. These guys can no longer be at the top of the totem pole. It's time for these guys to go. Listen, at a certain point in hip hop, remember when Jay-Z came back, Kingdom Come? Jay-Z came back in 2006, Kingdom Come, after he retired for 3 years, right? And he was acting like he was God's gift to rap. He was acting like he was the greatest thing that ever happened to hip hop. When he came back in the Kingdom Come, let me pull that up. I'm gonna get back to the big three. But in 2006, and when I'm bringing up this point, I'm talking about new energy. Hold on, 2006, Kingdom Come. In 2006, Jay-Z came back to hip hop, right? And he was acting like he was God's gift to rap. He was acting like he was the greatest thing since sliced bread, that he did hip hop a favor by coming back. Vince says, G you not. He says, them shiny shoots. DMX had DMX losing his mind. That's a fact, you know? DMX had to challenge the status quo. And that's what I'm saying. Hip hop is missing that. They're missing someone that's going to challenge the status quo, to challenge that big three, challenge what the normacy of hip hop is today. If hip hop is popping pills and booty shaking and Kendrick Lamar and Drake and J. Cole, then there needs to be somebody who's antithetical of that, to challenge the status quo of that and disrupt that. We don't have that right now. We have everybody going along. But back to Jay-Z in 2006. Jay-Z came back to hip hop in 2006, and he thought that he was God's gift to rap. He thought that he was the greatest thing, that I'm coming back. The game needs me. I can't leave it alone. Hip hop needs me. And Lil Wayne told that old nigga outright, the game does not need you. We got it under control, old nigga. Sit down.
You don't find that suspicious?
Old camel face. Sit down, old camel face. Me, Kanye, and T.I. and Rick Ross, we got it under control, camel face. Go on the beach and wear your chancletas. Wear your Rockaware chancletas. Me and the young niggas, we got it under control. Lil Wayne had to tell this old nigga. Y'all remember that? Lil Wayne? Let me see if I can pull that up, that interview. Jay-Z. Hold on. Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, Kingdom Come remarks. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see. I remember that though. You know, Lil Wayne had to tell him. Lil Wayne had to tell him. Hold on. Lil Wayne had to tell, and of course Lil Wayne was running the game at that time. He was one of the hottest niggas at that time. And he had to tell this old nigga, Jay-Z, like, yo, bro, listen, bro. I mean, you want to come back. That's all fine and I can't find the article. But those of you who remember, you remember when Jay-Z came back. And people wasn't feeling Jay like that. They wasn't like, yo, Jay's back. Everybody were in good terms. Everybody was like, yo, we don't need you, bro. Lil Wayne is doing a great job. You know, we had new up-and-coming stars. T.I. was a new star. We had Rick Ross. We had Jeezy. We had Kanye was becoming a bigger star. We didn't need Jay-Z in 2006. That's what we need now in hip-hop. We need someone to challenge the big three and tell the big three, we don't need you niggas no more. You know? Oh, big three. Let me put them niggas back on the screen. Because truthfully, I'm gonna be honest about the big three. The big three, and listen, I love all three of these rappers. I love all three of them. And they're only a small part of the reason that hip hop is no longer because we've been a little bit too dependent on them. We've been too dependent on Drake. Listen, Drake, you know, he's been running every year. He's been the top selling rapper. Every year he sells the most. He was at the top of the totem pole. We've depended on these guys for long enough. Kendrick Lamar, you know, he dropped some incredible album. Everybody's, you know, goes Google over it. Grammy, darling. J. Cole, you know, as much as critical I've been of him, he's a good rapper. People love him. But we've been too dependent on them. And respectfully, these guys have not created the next, you know, the next, let's say, the next superstar for hip hop. None of these guys have done that. None of these guys have said, you know what, let me do like let me say this, for like what Wayne did for Drake. None of these guys have had that moment where they say, you know what, I am going to pass the mantle to the next generation. Drake has not done that. Drake has not. You don't see Drake signing rappers. You don't see Drake saying, okay, I'm going to find the next rapper that could take the mantle from me so I could pass it down. Same thing with Kendrick. You don't see Kendrick signing no talented rappers so he could, you know, like a young man right now, maybe a young guy right now who's 20 years old, 19, 18, a guy he could take underneath his wing and, you know, allow him to be the next star of hip hop. You don't see these guys passing off the mantle. Same thing with J. Cole. I know a lot of y'all are gonna say, well, J. Cole has Dreamville. He has, you know, J.I.D. He has all these incredible rappers. But name one of those guys that he is, you know, mentoring to be the next star. He's not mentoring those guys to be the next star. Those guys are under him. Those guys are just, you know, they're just there. He's clearly the biggest star. He's not positioning none of those guys to be equal on his level or to be greater than him, like what Wayne did for Drake. We're not seeing that. None of these individuals are putting the next generation in position so we can carry the culture forward. All three of these guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, I could say that all three of these guys have been selfish. Fire! 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 The most selfish one out of all of these Negroes, and we're gonna get to him and his battle with Drake in a while. The most selfish out of all three of these Negroes is Kendrick Lamar.
What a thrill.
This nigga is selfish, bro.
With darkness
Hold on, y'all.
Silence through the night.
Hold on, y'all. The most selfish out of all of these Negroes is Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar has not really done a lot for hip hop, respectfully. Has he dropped great albums? Has he given us great performances? Did he do a decent job at the Super Bowl? Absolutely. But what has he done for the ecosphere, for the ecosystem of hip hop? Has he been working with young up and coming artists, giving them a shot? Because listen, say what you want about Drake, say what you want about Cole, they've given back to the ecosystem. You see Drake working with Amigos, working with a Future, working with a Young Thug, working with a Little Baby, working with all these young up-and-coming artists, creating new stars, helping the ecosystem of hip-hop. Same thing with Cole. You see Cole sitting down, working with this artist, working with a Lil Yachty, working with the Lil Durk. For years, this Negro, Kendrick Lamar, he was not doing that. He wasn't giving back to the ecosphere of hip hop. He wasn't helping new artists. He wasn't helping California. It wasn't until he got into a beef with Drake that he even cared about Cali hip hop, or even implementing that sound into his music and implementing those younger Cali artists into his music. He was not giving back for all those years. And that's where we are today. Let's get into that battle. Hold on. Kendrick versus Drake. I'm going to be honest. That battle of Kendrick versus Drake, at one point in time, I thought that it was a great thing, right? I thought it was a great thing. I thought it was great for hip hop. I thought it was a great moment. But as the years go by, I think that this battle was just a bad thing. It was a bad thing. It didn't need to happen, right? Because at the end of the day, remember, hip hop, look at hip hop as a business, right? Hip hop is a business. And as much as, and I know a lot of people hate Drake. They don't think Drake is hip hop. They think Drake is pop. I disagree with that. I think Drake is hip hop. I think Drake is a multifaceted artist that's a hip hop artist, right? But walk with me for a second, right? Drake is an asset to hip hop. He's an asset to hip hop, bro. For us to have an artist like Drake, it's a win for us as a culture. It's a win for us as a genre. For him to be the most streamed artist as a black man, as a hip hop artist, we should all be clapping it up for him. We should all be clapping it up for him, celebrating him. You know, and I'm not saying that everybody has to like him or everybody has to accept him, but he is a credit to our genre. 2024, it was a public lynching of this man. Let me say PR lynching of this man. You put fake allegations on him being a pedo, a pedophile. You drag this man through the mud. This man gave you hit after hit after hit after hit for 15 years. Only to put on a pedestal an artist, respectfully, no disrespect to Kendrick Lamar, only to put an artist on the pedestal who will never be as big as Drake, who will never have the work ethic like a Drake. And people love to say, oh, it's quality over quantity. Let's be honest, Mr. Morrell was trash. You can't tell me it's quality over quantity when the last album, before GNX, I like GNX, but that album was trash. And hip hop is an ecosphere. We can't be waiting for you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years for you to drop a damn album. Hip hop has to eat. Hip hop has to create new stars. We need new energy. We need you to work with new artists. We need you to give back to the culture. Do a feature here. Do a song here. Hop on stage with this new artist. Kendrick does not do those things. So he's been hurting the culture. He's been hurting the genre. Fire! 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 You know? Oh, Vince says that Rick James sample. Yeah, man, listen, Kingdom Come was a bad album, but it had some joints. There was some joints on that album. There was some good joints on that album. There was a few good joints on the Prelude, Kingdom Come, Show Me What You Got. What else was popping on that album? The Prelude, Kingdom Come, Show Me What You Got. Dig a Hole was cool. I think I'm forgetting like one more song. It was like probably one more song. Ultimately, it wasn't the best album, but you know, I think it's still one of his worst. But it had some joints on there. There was some. Oh yeah, Lost Ones. Lost Ones was a good song too. Lost Ones. Lost Ones. Yeah, Lost Ones. That was a good one too. All that other stuff was whack. All like that beach chair and all that stuff. That stuff was whack. But let's get into another reason, because I talked about the big three. I think the big three is one of the reasons why it's not necessarily their fault. It's more so that we're not having younger and new artists challenge the big three. We're not having new energy coming to hip hop. We need a new energy. We need that new energy, like when Drake came in 2009, when Kendrick Lamar came in on 2011, when 50 Cent came in 2003, when DMX came in 1998, 1999. We need that type of energy in hip hop. We don't have that right now. Everybody is on some monkey see, monkey do stuff. Everybody's copying what the next artist is doing. Every artist is going with the algorithm. They're trying to be streamers. They're trying to get a song, in the algorithm on TikTok. Everybody in hip hop is going with the flow. Nobody's challenging the status quo. And let's talk about these new rappers. Let's talk about the new rappers. The newer rappers. You know? These are some of them. Yeah, these are some of them. The newer rappers. Yeah, the Ice Spices. I don't want to just put it on the girls. The girls are, we can get into the girls later. We'll get into the girls later. But, let's just talk about some of the newer rappers. Some of the newer rappers is the reason why we are in this state of decline in hip hop. Back in the day, we were getting an excellent crop of new rappers. What happened? I miss, finding new artists. I remember the first time I heard Kendrick Lamar. The first time I seen Drake's mixtape online. The first time hearing Big Crit. The first time hearing Freddie Gibbs. The first time hearing a lot of my favorite artists. And they went on to be my favorite artists of all time, right? We haven't been having those moments anymore. We've been having, somebody come through with a one hit, somebody coming through with a song that people like, and it just goes viral, and then their career just depletes. We're not creating legacy artists. Respectfully, no disrespect to this woman. I see her right here. She's on the screen right now. Ice Spice is not a legacy artist. We're not going to be talking about Ice Spice's music 20 years from now. And there's a lot. I hate to point her out and make her the example here, but she's one of the reasons why we're in this state of hip hop. We don't have any. We're not creating legacy artists. We need new legacy artists. Like, where's the next Kendrick? Where's the next Drake? J. Cole? Where's the next Jay-Z? Nas? I do feel like there was a new generation coming and they got cut short. I will say that. I think Pop Smoke had the potential to become like that next big star, that next big energy in hip hop. I think he had the potential. Another guy I'm going to give credit to, I think XXXTentacion. I think he was another one who had that, potential to become a big star, right? But these two tragically lost their lives. Rest in peace to them. Condolences to their families. But outside of those two, and maybe a few others that we could probably mention, we haven't had a young up-and-coming artist really reach for that brass ring and really challenge the status quo of that big three to really, position themselves as the next big thing in hip-hop. We have not had that. People are talking about NBA Youngboy. They're pointing to his concerts. They're saying he's the biggest thing in hip hop right now. He's running things, and I like NBA Youngboy. I think I like NBA Youngboy. I don't have nothing against him. I like a few of his songs, but he's not at that superstar level yet. And I love what he's doing on the concert level. I see he has one of the biggest concerts. I see people are coming out. They're supporting him. He's making a bag. He's doing this thing. Salute to FBA. I see FBA is in the building, and your boy. Salute. Let me just get to some of the comments. Salute to FBA. I see it's his big three. Yeah, we were talking about the big three and why the big three is part of the problem why hip hop is dying. FBA says Ice Cube and them. I'm late. I'm just reading some of the comments. Your boy, okay, he says, yep. Yeah, I'm just going through some of the reasons why hip hop is possibly dying. There is an energy missing. We need new energy in hip hop. And when I say new energy in hip hop, I want you to think about 50 Cent in 2003, that energy coming into the game. I want you to think about Drake in 2009, that energy coming into hip hop. I want you to think about Lil Wayne in 2006, 2007, 2008, that energy coming into hip hop. We don't have that right now. If Drake, let me put the big three, and there are other reasons why I feel like we're in a decline, but let me put the big three back on there. And I want to ask you guys this question. Let's go back to the big three for 1 second. Big three, right? Let's put them back on the screen. Big three, right? Let's put these brothers back on the screen, right? And make no mistake. These three, like I said, these three are gonna go down as the greatest hip hop artists of all time. All three of them, right? But I want you to ask yourself this question right now. If Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and J. Cole said, you know what, I'm done. If Kendrick Lamar decided to pick up a flute and play a flute on out in New York in Manhattan, next to Madison Square Garden, if Drake says, you know what, I want to get my Dwayne The Rock Johnson on. I want to get in movies and I want to get in film. And J. Cole says, you know what? I don't want to be a rap star anymore. I want to just ride my bike and play basketball in Africa. If all three of these individuals say, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to rap no more. I don't want to put out music no more. I'm done with this. If these three individuals decide to put down the mic to say, you know, I'm done, where will hip hop be? We don't have another megastar in hip hop. We don't. There was a time in hip hop, right? Hear me out. When we had Jay-Z, right? When Jay-Z was on his way out the game and he was like, you know what, I'm older now. I want to get into business. I want to get into, I want to build my portfolio. Lil Wayne was right there. Kanye West was right there. When Lil Wayne started to fall off and he, the dreads started falling out of his head. When Kanye started losing his mind. These three brothers were right there. Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole, they were right there. We're here to take the mantle. We're here. If these three, now remember, these three brothers, they not no spring chickens. I want you to look up the ages of these three brothers. These ain't no spring chicken. Remember, hip hop is a youthful a genre, right? Kendrick Lamar age. Let's look up these niggas' ages. Age. This nigga's 38 years old. This ain't no young man. This nigga's gonna be a 40 in another year or so. Let's look up Drake. Hold on. Let's look up Drake. Drake age. This nigga's 39. He'll be 40 next year. Let's look up J. Cole. None of these niggas is spring chickens, man. J. Cole is 40 already. None of these Negroes is spring chickens. And my point is, where is the next generation? If these three, remember, At 40, we already was like, yo, Jay-Z need to sit his old ass down. We was already cracking jokes on Jay-Z. When Jay-Z hit 40, it was like, yo, that old nigga need to go sit down somewhere. Go put your John Cletas on with B. Go put on your Rockaware button-ups and go somewhere. We was already like that with Jay when he turned 40. But at least we had a Lil Wayne and a Kanye and a T.I. and a Rick Ross right there. Right? And when Lil Wayne and Kanye started to fall off and they wasn't coming like how they were coming anymore, pause, these three brothers rose amongst the ranks. And I'm looking at the next 10, 15 years of hip hop. These brothers are in their 40s. We don't have the next 20-year-old superstar that can carry hip hop into the next 20 years, to the next 10 years. That is something that we should be worried about as a culture. We need to create new stars. We need a new energy in hip hop. We need it. Salute to your boy. He says 40 is officially the age. Say you over the hill. You passed the halfway mark in life. Yeah, listen, man. And I'm not saying, excuse me, I'm not saying you can't be a great artist at 40. Of course you could be a great artist at 40. But I'm saying that at this particular point in time, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, and J. Cole, we can't depend on them anymore. We can't depend on them to carry. We're gonna ask Drake at 40 and Kendrick at 40 and J. Cole at 40 to carry the culture. They're older. They're older now. All three of them have kids. All three of them, they probably have other aspirations in life. J. Cole probably wants to play basketball again. He probably wants to play basketball in Ethiopia. Drake probably, maybe, you never know. Drake probably wants to get back into film. He probably wants to get back to being an actor. He's like, I've ran rap for 15 years. I've done my thing here. I mean, I've done everything I can prove. Let me get into movies. Let me throw my hat in the ring on that. Kendrick Lamar, maybe Kendrick Lamar has other things, other aspirations that he wants to do. And I'm asking us as a culture in hip hop, what are we going to do next? Who's the next star? We don't have the next energy. We don't have the next star. And it's almost the same thing what the NBA is going through. The NBA is going through the same thing right now. Hold on, let me put up the NBA. The NBA is going through the same thing. The NBA. The NBA right now, they don't have the next face of the league. Right? The NBA, they don't have the next face of the league. They were hoping that Zion Williamson was going to be the next face. That failed. They were hoping Anthony Edwards could keep his dangling in his pants and stop impregnating all these women and hopefully be the face. That didn't pan out. They are desperately looking for the next face. Because at the end of the day, the NBA is an American league. We don't connect to SGA and Victor Wembanyama and all these people from these different countries like we connect to a LeBron James, like we connect to a Stephen Curry, like we connect to a Kevin Durant, like we connect to an American player. So even the NBA is having this issue of who are we going to make the next face of the league? They're desperately looking for the next face of the league. Who we're going to put the crown on? They're having a hard time, and I'm saying even in hip hop, we're having that issue in hip hop. Right? And personally, like I said, let me get back to Drake for 1 second, right? Let me get back to Drake. I think what we did as a culture, because hip hop is not a culture, it's really just a genre. And salute to Star. Star taught me that we're not a culture. Hip hop used to be a culture. We used to have rules. That's what any culture has: rules, regulations, things implemented. We're not a culture anymore. We're just a genre, right? But what we did to Drake as a genre in 2024 was wrong. We allowed the powers to be, and I don't care who wants to admit it or not, we allowed the powers to be to do a PR lynching on our biggest star. And like I said, say what you want about Drake. Listen, I don't care. I don't care if you don't like Drake. I don't care if you like the way he walks, the way he talks. You don't like the way he looks. You don't like his haircut. Rest in peace to DMX. I don't care. At the end of the day, this man is the face of hip hop, whether you like it or not. He is the face. He is the Babe Ruth of hip hop. He is the LeBron James of hip hop. He's the face. And we allowed the powers to be, the UMGs, the Rock Nations, the NFL, to do a PR lynching on this man as a genre. That hurt us as a genre, that we allowed that to happen. As a genre, we should have said, listen, Kendrick, you won the battle. You won the battle. You called him a PDF foul. That was a little bit out of here. We're going to let you do the pop out. But after that, that's it. That's it. As a genre, listen, you won the battle. You won the battle. It's over now. You did the pop out. You and DeMar Rosen and LeBron James, your crip walked on stage. It's over. You won the battle. Let it go. We allowed this man to do a world tour, calling Drake a PDF foul from the Super Bowl stage, from the Grammy ceremonies, calling him a PDF foul, SNL, PDF foul. This is the face of our league. What are we doing? Fire! 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 That hurt the genre. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to admit it, it hurt the genre. Because at the end of the day, this was the man that was helping the ecosphere of hip hop. He was working with all these artists, they turned their backs on him, right? They did turn their backs on him, but he was helping the ecosphere of hip hop. He's working with a Future. He's working with a 21 Savage. He's working with a J. Cole, a Lil Yachty. He's working with all these different artists in hip hop, helping create stars, helping create momentum, helping sell albums, helping streams go up, helping albums sell, helping the genre and the ecosphere. And we allowed the powers to be to do a public PR lynching of this man by calling him a PDF file. That was wrong. That hurt the genre. That hurt the genre, because at the end of the day, let's be real about Kendrick Lamar. Let's tell the truth about Kendrick Lamar, right? Let's tell the truth about Kendrick Lamar, right? Listen, incredible artists, incredible albums. He's one of my favorite rappers. I'm a fan of Kendrick Lamar. But at the end of the day, Kendrick Lamar is not the face of hip hop. He's not the face. He's not. He'll never be the face. He'll never be the face. He's just a great rapper with great tunes, great albums, but he'll never be the face. He doesn't work hard enough, respectfully. And people think when I say work hard enough, they think it's just, you're just saying that because he don't put out a lot of music. Well, he has quality over quantity. That's cap. He doesn't work hard enough. It's not in his heart to want to be, at all the concerts. It's not in his heart to want to work with all the young artists, help the ecosphere about hip hop. It's not in his heart. It's not in his heart to want to run the game. He is an opportunist. Respectfully, no disrespect. If you're a Kendrick Lamar fan, I have to tell the truth. Listen, I'm a Kendrick Lamar fan, and I just have to tell the truth. He is an opportunist. It's all about him. Ask yourselves this. Why did it take Kendrick Lamar so long to do something for Cali hip hop? Why did it take for him up until 2024? He has been in the game for 15 years. Why did it take this man so damn long to do something for Cali hip hop? To bring on some of those younger Cali artists and work with them, do something with them? Why did it take so long? Ask yourself this. Why has Kendrick Lamar not been working harder with Cali artists to help break Cali? Why is he the only artist in Cali with this amount of momentum around his music? Why is he not helping other Cali artists? Ask yourself this. Why did he not engage with Drake earlier? Why did he wait for that UMG contract to have the, whatever it had in it for him to get into a conflict with Drake? Why did he wait so long? Ask yourself this, right? Ask yourself this. This man speaks about, social justice. He had a Pimp to Pimp a Butterfly, different albums talking about, social justice. Why in 2020, when Breonna Taylor lost her life, when George Floyd lost his life, why did he not come out and support that movement? Why was he not more visible? Why was he not at the forefront? You have all these albums, and I'm not saying you got to be Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, but if you have all these albums about being, a social justice person, you should at least lend your voice. You should at least be at the rallies. You should at least be visible. That's when I realized that this man is an opportunist. He's an opportunist. It's all about him. It's all about him. And he'll never be the face of hip hop. He'll never be the face of hip hop because it's only about him. He's not trying to help and generate revenue in different places. But I think that's one of the part of the problems in hip hop that we're having, and we allowed that man to be. We put that man on the pedestal. We allowed the powers to be to put that man on the pedestal, and I think it was a bad idea. But let me get back to the new artists, right? Some of the newer artists, excuse me, y'all. The new rappers. Oh, actually, let's let's play this. How about this? Let's do this. Let's see, because Double XL, they do Double XL, they do a new crop of artists. The freshmen, the freshmen. Let's take a look at the freshmen. Remember, we're in 2025, y'all. This is what we have to look forward to for the next 10 years of hip hop. Let's listen. I'm over here talking to y'all about, who are we going to depend on? Who are we going to... Hold on, y'all. Hold on. My fault. Hold on. I'm over here talking to y'all like, who are we going to depend on for the next, 10 years of hip hop? These are the new faces of hip hop for 2025. This is who we're going to be listening to for the next 2-3 years. Let's play it. This is what we have to look forward to. Let's get into it. Let's get into the next crop of artists that we have to look forward to.
Came in no freshman, but bitch, I'm a Mac. Cool little voice, little Nelly Furtado. Rash on me with a face like a model. Keep it covered up, but his body is a bottle. If I let this ass out, they gon' crash full throttle. Brand new T, can't fuck with me. Tongue too sharp, whole cutlery. Shouldn't gave me no money, now you stuck with me. He broke it with a star, son, stuck with me.
This is what we have to look forward to in the next 5 years of hip hop. Not the next Little Kim, not the next, Foxy Brown, not the next Nas, not the next Kendrick Lamar. This is what we got to look forward to.
He can't even blink without seeing me everywhere. We're seeing black and move the culture like February. Some drop no images, bad clips.
Get to the next person. Let's see what he got to say.
Look, I'm scared to know where I go and I die, been lighting shit up like the 4th of July.
Okay, Ray Vaughn. Okay, Ray Vaughn kind of spitting right now. That's
it. He dealt, but don't nobody cry. Ain't got a tool, better grab a supply. Fisherman, I keep a pole by my side. You won't race around here, you ain't going outside. He kill your brother, how he still alive? Niggas didn't ran when they heard I arrived. Not a gang member, should hang by yourself on the roots of the game, so I play by my...
Okay, he's spitting. I ain't gonna lie, Ray Vaughn kind of spitting right now.
Myself pulling cars, went with the hand I was dealt, burying my because you ain't see how I felt. Trapping in school and that got me expelled, but through hell and I'm making it clear as propel. Jehovah Witness, we ringing your bell. Niggas are blame me for being broke. How you mad when you got the same 24? I talk numbers, I speak Roman numerals, bitch.
Hey, he's spitting. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna give Ray Vaughn a pass. Ray Vaughn was spitting, man. Ray Vaughn was spitting. Let's get to the next nigga. Ray Vaughn spitting. I'm gonna give him his credit.
Like me, but they...
Ray Vaughn spitting. I'm gonna give Ray Vaughn a pass. Ray Vaughn was spitting. He was spitting. Let's YTB Fat. Let's see what he got to say.
That's how it sound when the far come. Wax on my upper income. Double A said with a big gun.
He got all these chains on. And see, that's the part of the problem in hip hop right now. Everybody got all these damn chains on. You got all the damn chains on. You got all the nigger accessories. Hold on. This is the problem with hip hop today. Hold on, let me show y'all. This nigga got all the Negro accessories to be a rapper. He got the big chain. He got the glasses on. He got all the Negro accessories. All the nigga trinkets. With none of the talent. You didn't see, you just saw Ray Vaughn. Ray Vaun, salute to Ray Vaughn. He was spitting, rapping his ass on. He didn't have no big chain on. He didn't have 10, 20 chains on. If you're gonna put 10, 20 chains on, at least be a good rapper. This is the problem in hip hop. You got niggas that can't rap that got on 10, 20 chains looking like a 2025 Mr. T.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
You got all that hardware on your neck with none of the skill. This is why the culture is declining. This is why we are where we are. Because we got niggas that can't rap, that got 20 chains on, that decide, oh, I want to be a rapper. I don't know how to rap. I don't know how to hold a beat. I don't know how to sound convincing. I don't know how to be charismatic on the mic. I don't know how to be clever or witty on the mic. I just want to be a rapper.
That's how I sound when the far come. West on my upper income. Double A said with a big gun. I remember see with a bed bug. This life I can't handle it. I'm on the screen, I bro do it. Money saying how they folks who do it. Bitches saying how they folks who do it.
What are you talking about, Negro? Did you write your rhymes in the Dr. Seuss book? This is why hip-hop is declining. It's too much trash Negroes rapping. It's too many trash Negroes rapping. Why couldn't this man be why couldn't he be a garbage man? Why couldn't he work for UPS? Why couldn't he be an Uber driver? Why couldn't you be a streamer? Why couldn't you be a streamer? Why couldn't you be a YouTuber? Why did you ultimately say, you know what, I want to be a rapper? You are not a good rapper. This is why the culture is where it's at today. I'm just keeping it real. It's a lot of trash out today because of stuff like this.
Came in the game with my thugs. Hey, nigga, the other side get hung. For the cat, he gon' hit who he love. For the cat, he gon' hit who he love. Bro, no, I can't hit with a drum. Too fucking rich to fall in love. Outside, park the done.
Trash. M Triplin. Let's see what he got to say.
Do a temp check on me, I ain't like these niggas. Hothead, I get a right with a nigga. I get in your mind like a psychic, separate in from the rest with a hyphen, nigga. I was down bad in the projects, but I made it out being broke, ain't like me, nigga. I give a damn what he said, it's off with his head, I don't take shit lightly, my nigga.
They got LaMelo Ball in here too? Hold on, let me go to LaMelo. Hold on. And that's another part of the problem. Yeah, not LaMelo, sorry. Jello. Let me hear what Jello has to say. And that's another part of the reason why hip-hop is in a decline. Everybody's doing it. Why does everybody have to be a rapper? And I feel like we're in an era that there are other options. You know, this is not like, the 2010s anymore where you have to be a rapper. Go be a streamer. Go on Twitch and be a streamer. Go be a YouTuber. There's other things you could be doing. Why did Jello ultimately say, I want to be a rapper? But here he is, and he's on the XXL, and shame on XXL for even giving him a placement. I'm sure they could have found somebody with some legitimate talent that they could have put on here, and besides Jello. Jello didn't need this look. He didn't need this look. He already had a song that was bubbling. He had a record there. He didn't need this look, but XXL, they're so stupid. They're so idiotic that they decided to put him on there.
Move, bitch. Get out the way.
This nigga trash. This nigga trash, man. I don't even hear no more. Nigga trash, bro. This nigga trash. If that's how you're gonna come on, nigga, you're trash. You're trash, nigga. You're trash. You're trash, nigga. You're trash, my nigga. You're trash. I don't need to hear no more. You're trash, bro. You're trash. Yeah, but yeah, these are some of the reasons why hip hop maybe is not isn't I don't think hip hop is dying. I just think I just think we need new energy in hip hop. We need new energy in hip hop. We need new energy in hip hop. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Look something up real quick. Actually, hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me look something up real quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. Got to look something up real quick. LaMelo Ball. I'm not LaMelo, Jello. And who gave Jello a deal? I gotta look that up too. Who gave Jello a deal? Let me look that up real quick. Hold on. Who gave Jello a deal? Who was the smart? Is he on Def Jam? I gotta look that up. Who gave Jello a deal? Jello is signed to what record label? Is he on this? This nigga Jello is on Def Jam? It just shows you where we are. If that doesn't tell you where we are in hip hop, then I don't know what will. We have a legendary hip hop recording label, Def Jam. The likes of DMX, LL Cool J, Jay-Z, staples in our, staples in hip hop. So many incredible acts that come through Def Jam. Redman, Method Man, Warren G. Staple in hip hop. We've gone from LL Cool J, Jay-Z, DMX, Nas, to Jello Ball. If that don't tell you where we are in hip hop, then I don't know what else will. It's a travesty. It's a travesty. It's a travesty. It's a damn shame and a travesty. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But, listen, guys, I just want to talk a little bit about the state of hip hop. Is it dying? I think that the issue is, in my opinion, if you're asking me, I think that hip hop needs new energy. It needs new disruptors that are going to change the narrative, that are going to challenge the big three, that is going to challenge the status quo of what hip hop is today. It needs that. It needs, it needs people that are going to be antithetical to the algorithms, antithetical of what the narrative is, antithetical to what hip hop represents today. That's what we need. We need new energy in hip hop. And of course we're gonna need, those veterans to continue to make music, but we need people we need new energy in hip hop. We need the new energy in hip hop. That's what we need right now. We need new energy. We need the legends to continue to be the legends. And we need to make the culture continue to grow. But it is what it is, It is what it is. But let me know what you guys think of this video. Let me know what you guys think of the stream. And make sure you answer the question, do you think hip hop is dying? Let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We